recorded 2 days ago. Teacher, miracle worker, and man of God, Jesus of Nazareth, was sent to death on the cross. Despite evidence, he was innocent. But we have heard some shocking news this morning from many different witnesses in Jerusalem. It appears that Jesus has come back to life. That's right, folks. He was confirmed dead and is now alive again. Let's tune in to hear from the witnesses themselves.
So I agreed to go with Jesus' mum to the tomb on Sunday morning. We were going to honour his body with spices and fragrances, and we knew we were allowed, but I was still nervous about those Roman guards watching us. I knew we'd have to ask them to open the tomb for us, but when we got there, it was open.
It was early Sunday morning, and we woke up to a loud banging on the front door. And it was Mary. She was in such a mess. She was upset. We asked her what happened, and she said that Jesus' tomb was empty and the body wasn't there.
And we were so horrified, so angry. Who could have done this?
We went straight to the tomb. We decided to see for ourselves what was really happening.
I got there first.
But you didn't go in. I went in.
When you got there, I mean.
Okay, I was only a few seconds behind, and Jesus really wasn't there.
But somehow I knew this was a good thing. We just didn't really know how good.
All right, well, I'm just doing this because I think it's the right thing to do. The honest thing.
Tell us what happened.
We were ordered to stand watch in the front of some Jewish religious leader who died, and we were at his tomb. Some people really liked him and were going to steal his body, and other people really hated him, so they wanted him dead, hence he's dead. So they told us, guys, to make sure no one rocks up and tries to steal the body. Easy job, easy money, bang. Early Sunday morning, there was this full-on earthquake, like ground shaking everywhere, and I could barely stay standing. I shouted at my mate, my compatriot, to stay. Rocks are falling, man. Run for your life. And then I saw this bright, glowing figure, and I could barely look at him. And to be honest with you, I was pretty scared.
The stone had been moved. I didn't know what to think. The soldiers wouldn't have done it. But before I could ask, we saw an angel of God Most High. It was a man dressed all in white, shining so brightly we could barely look at him. I froze completely. And then he spoke and said the most thrilling thing. He told us not to be afraid and that Jesus was not in the tomb because he had come back to life. Honestly, if I hadn't have been an angel talking, I wouldn't have believed it. But sometimes you just have to believe.
So what happened next? Look, I'm not comfortable with it. And we made a full report to the Jewish chief priests, but they shut us down and they gave us some money. They said, just say you fell asleep, say you didn't see anything. And I don't know, I didn't feel good with it, but I took the money and we changed our report and to say all that, we fell asleep and Jesus' body was stolen. And I've never fallen asleep on the job, to be honest with you. I'm pretty good at my job most of the time. So now my reputation's shot and my life's at risk. And I don't know what to think about this Jesus guy. All I know is that something big is happening.
We just took one look at each other and ran as fast as we could back to town. On the way, that's when we saw him. I really never thought I'd see his face again. The last time I saw him, he was in so much pain. I could barely look at him as he hung on the cross, his body battered and bruised. But here he was, just as I always knew him. But somehow he looked different, brighter, more alive than ever. Our beautiful rabbi, our teacher, he smiled at us and told us to tell the men quickly and to meet him in Galilee.
And then he showed up to the front door, and I will never, ever forget that comment. He came in and said, "Peace be with you," with a grin, as if he hadn't been gone for the past 3 days.
And he showed us these holes in his hands. It was the same body that was hung on that cross. We just couldn't believe what we were seeing. It was truly him. We hugged, we laughed, we yelled and sang praises. to God. He was alive. I've got to write this down one day.
There you have it, folks. You heard it here first from the witnesses. Jesus is alive. Can you believe it? The impossible has happened. What will he, as his followers, do next? Stay tuned.